Welcome back, everybody, to the Divine Frequency Online podcast. Today, we are going to do a deep dive into the law of attraction,
Yeah.
which is this philosophy that basically says that, like, positive thoughts attract positive experiences. So it's gotten super popular, right? But it's been around for, like, over a century.
Yeah, over 100 years. We're going to be diving into that today and kind of, is it a legit self-help tool or is it like a scam?
Right.
And we have some great sources today. We have a YouTuber who actually goes into like the 7 dangers of the law of attraction.
Ooh.
And we have just kind of like a quick summary of the law of attraction and then a very well-mined article that kind of goes into, the benefits and the pitfalls of the law of attraction.
Awesome. Okay, so let's unpack this thing, the law of attraction. Where did this idea even come from?
So it's really interesting to kind of go back and see the evolution of it. But one of the earliest mentions of it is in 1912 in this book called The Master Key System by Charles F. Haanel. And he kind of introduced the idea that, by focusing our thoughts on what we want, we can actually manifest those desires into reality.
I like the sound of that already. The Master Key System.
Yeah.
That sounds promising.
Yeah.
So then, like, how do other authors like Napoleon Hill factor into this?
Yeah.
I feel like his book, Think and Grow Rich, would be pretty relevant here.
Absolutely. And, while he didn't explicitly use the term law of attraction,
Right.
a lot of his principles, like the importance of a positive mental attitude and the power of visualization, really align with this concept.
Totally.
Yeah. So it's like he kind of, laid the foundation in a way.
Yeah, for these later interpretations.
Yeah.
So there's this thread connecting these thinkers across time.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder how much these early ideas actually influence, like, modern self-help gurus like Tony Robbins.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? It's like,
Totally.
yeah, it's pretty fascinating how these concepts kind of evolve and resonate across generations. But I think it's important to acknowledge, we were just saying, is this a scam?
Yeah.
Or is this a legit tool?
Right.
The law of attraction has its fair share of critics.
For sure.
And I think it was our YouTuber, Siddharth Radsikar, who even calls out, like, 7 dangers
7 dangers
associated with the law of attraction.
Yep. And that's, it's important to look at those.
Yeah.
Like he talks about the danger of unrealistic expectations.
Oh.
So, if someone believes that just thinking positively is going to, bring them wealth and success,
Yeah.
they might be setting themselves up for disappointment.
Right. Life is rarely that simple.
It's true.
It takes a lot more than just, like, positive thinking to navigate the real world.
Definitely. And that kind of goes into another danger that he brings up, which is victim blaming.
Oh.
So, if someone's struggling and we just attribute their misfortune to their negative thinking,
Yeah.
that can be, really insensitive and it ignores, real external factors that they might be facing.
Totally. It's not fair to oversimplify, like, complex situations
Yeah,
and place all the blame on someone's mindset.
exactly.
Like, systemic issues and life circumstances play a huge role, too.
And he also, points out the danger of oversimplification itself.
Okay.
Like the law of attraction is not about ignoring real world action.
Right.
It's about, aligning your mindset with your goals and taking, practical steps towards achieving them.
So it's not about just sitting around visualizing your dream life.
Not at all.
Okay.
Visualization can be a powerful tool, but it needs to be paired with, effort
Okay.
and willingness to take real world steps towards your goals.
Gotcha.
He actually says the universe doesn't deliver DoorDash.
Ooh.
You have to meet it halfway.
I love that.
Yeah.
Action is key.
Yes.
Okay, so speaking of action, I want to remind our listeners that we do have a fantastic resource for you.
Yes.
If you are interested in delving deeper into energy and manifestation, be sure to visit etherealenergeticvibes.com.
It is a wealth of information.
It is a wealth of information
Yeah.
and inspiration.
Of inspiration.
So check that out.
Yeah, and I think, his insights about those potential pitfalls of the law of attraction really highlights, how important it is to approach this concept with a balanced perspective.
Absolutely. And now I'm even more curious to hear what he has to say about the tools and techniques people use to try to apply it to their lives.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, so let's dive into that.
Let's do it. So he goes into 9 different tools.
Okay.
Some of them are probably things you've heard of, like visualization
Right.
and affirmations.
Yes, those are really popular.
Yes.
In the self-help world, I've heard people say that visualizing, like, their desired outcome
Yeah.
can really help them manifest it.
Mm-hmm.
And affirmations, like where you repeat positive statements.
Yes.
Seems like a good way to like reprogram your thinking.
Exactly. And those can be, very effective.
Yeah.
Another one that he really emphasizes is gratitude. Cultivating a sense of thankfulness for what you already have can really shift your mindset from a place of scarcity
Yeah.
to a place of abundance.
Totally. I've noticed that when I focus on what I'm grateful for,
Yeah.
it's easier to stay positive and motivated.
It's like a ripple effect. Like
Yeah.
gratitude attracts more positivity.
Yeah, for sure.
But he doesn't stop there.
Okay.
He also goes into things like, creating vision boards, journaling meditation,
Right.
letting go of past hurts,
Okay.
managing your energy,
Okay.
and even, I think this is a Hawaiian practice called Ho'oponopono.
Whoa, Ho'oponopono. That's a new one for me. What's that all about?
So it's this powerful practice of reconciliation and forgiveness.
Okay.
And it involves repeating these phrases like, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you,
Okay.
to release negative energy and promote healing.
That's really interesting. It sounds like it could be like a really valuable tool for letting go of like past baggage and creating more positive space within yourself.
Yeah, it's all about taking responsibility for your own energy.
Yeah.
And cultivating, a sense of inner peace.
Right. And that actually kind of ties into the psychological aspect of the law of attraction, which I know is explored in more depth in that Very Well Mind article.
Yes.
So they mentioned that there's no real scientific evidence to back up the idea that thoughts like directly manifest reality.
Right.
So how does psychology fit into all this?
Well, the article kind of suggests that, even though our thoughts might not magically conjure things into existence,
Right.
they can significantly impact our behavior and our motivation.
Okay.
So, focusing on positive thoughts and visualizing our goals can actually make us more likely to take action that aligns with those goals.
So it's not magic. It's more about the power of mindset.
Exactly. And there's research that, shows a strong connection between optimism and resilience.
Oh, okay.
So, when you have a more positive outlook, you tend to cope better with challenges and setbacks, which can then lead to, better outcomes.
Yeah, totally. It's almost like setting an intention
Yeah.
and then letting that intention guide your actions, even if you're not consciously aware of it.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
And speaking of intention,
Yeah.
the spiritual aspect of the law of attraction is also really fascinating.
Right. The Very Well Mind article touches on that too, right?
It does. And, while it acknowledges the popularity of books like The Secret,
Okay.
that really emphasize, the power of belief. It also points out that, some critics find this approach overly simplistic.
Okay.
Like, true spiritual alignment involves more than just belief.
Right.
It's about, connecting to something larger than yourself, whether that's, a higher power or universal energy or something else entirely.
Yeah. So it's not just about like wishing for things to happen, but about actively like aligning your energy with your desires.
Exactly. It's about, cultivating a sense of trust.
Right.
And allowing yourself to be guided by something beyond your conscious mind.
That really resonates with me.
Yeah.
It's like surrendering to a greater force and trusting that everything is unfolding as it should. It reminds me of that quote, leap and the net will appear.
Oh, I love that quote.
Yeah.
It speaks of the importance of faith.
Yeah.
And the power of taking a step even when you can't see the whole path ahead.
Totally. Speaking of leaps of faith, I want to remind our listeners about that amazing resource we mentioned earlier.
Yes.
If you are intrigued by the idea of energy manifestation and aligning yourself with your highest potential, be sure to visit etherealenergeticvibes.com.
Yeah.
You'll find a wealth of information and inspiration there.
It's a fantastic resource.
It is.
And as we kind of, delve further into this conversation about the law of attraction, it's important to remember that it's a multifaceted concept with different layers of meaning.
Yeah, it really is. And I think that's what makes it so compelling.
Yeah.
It combines like psychology, spirituality, and even a bit of like practical self-help.
Yeah, it really does. And that's why it resonates with so many people.
Right.
It offers a framework for understanding how our thoughts and beliefs can actually shape our experiences.
And it empowers us to take control of our lives.
Yes.
And create a reality that aligns with our deepest desires. But I think it's also important to acknowledge, like, the law of attraction isn't a magic formula.
Right. It's not about just, wishing for things to happen and then sitting back and waiting for them to fall into your lap.
Totally. It's about actively engaging with life.
Yes.
Taking inspired action and trusting that the universe will meet you halfway.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that, we're co-creators of our reality.
Yeah.
Your thoughts and beliefs set the stage,
Mm.
but our actions bring the play to life.
Oh, I like that analogy.
Yeah.
It highlights the importance of both the inner and the outer work.
Mm.
And I think it also speaks to the idea that the law of attraction isn't just about manifesting like material things.
Oh, absolutely not at all.
Yeah.
It's about manifesting a life that feels fulfilling
Right.
and aligned with your values.
So it's not just about attracting wealth or success, but about attracting experiences,
Yes.
relationships,
Yes.
opportunities that bring you joy and purpose.
Exactly. And sometimes that means, letting go of old patterns, limiting beliefs,
Mm-hmm.
even things that we think we want
Yeah.
to make space for something even better.
Right. It's about trusting the process and believing that the universe has your back,
Mm-hmm.
even when things don't go according to plan,
Yeah, that takes a certain level of surrender and faith,
which can be challenging,
for sure.
but ultimately so rewarding.
Yes.
Because when you align yourself with your highest potential and you take inspired action, amazing things can happen.
Yes, they can. It's like you tap into a flow state where opportunities just appear effortlessly and synchronicities abound.
Right. It's like the universe is conspiring to help you achieve your goals.
Yes, that's a great way to put it. And I think that sense of alignment and flow
Is what the law of attraction is ultimately all about.
It's about becoming the best version of yourself and living a life that feels authentic, purposeful, and joyful.
Beautifully said. It's about recognizing that we have the power within us
Yeah.
to create a reality that reflects our deepest desires and our highest aspirations.
That's a powerful message. So as we wrap up this deep dive, what's the one thing you want our listeners to remember about the law of attraction?
I would say this, whether or not you fully embrace the idea that thoughts can directly manifest reality, there's undeniable power in cultivating a positive mindset, visualizing your goals,
Yeah.
and taking inspired action towards the life that you want to create.
That is such a perfect takeaway. It's about combining the power of thought with the power of action.
Yes.
And it's about trusting that when you align yourself with your highest potential, the universe will support you every step of the way.
Exactly.
Awesome. Well, if you're feeling inspired to explore this further,
Yes.
remember to visit etherealenergeticvibes.com. It's a fantastic resource for anyone seeking to delve deeper into energy manifestation and personal growth.
It is a treasure trove of information and inspiration.
Yes.
And on that note, we want to thank you, dear listeners, for joining us on this deep dive into the law of attraction.
Yes, thank you.
We hope you've gained some valuable insights and feel empowered to embrace the power of your own thoughts and beliefs to create a life that is truly extraordinary.
Thank you for being here. We wish you all the best on your journey of manifestation and self-discovery.
And until next time, keep those vibrations high. And remember to tune in to the Divine Frequency Online podcast for more insightful explorations into the mysteries of life.